Hello beautiful people, welcome or welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Nadia and welcome back to another fragrance review. So as you can see by the thumbnail, today we're going to be reviewing Ralph Lauren Romance Intense. This is my little sample. Every time I come on here and show y'all the samples are almost empty. And that's because, like I said in my last video, I just get to spraying them throughout the weeks or months or however, you know, putting my nose on them to see how excited I am or not. It's so funny that they came out with this Intense because so they came out with the Intense, I think it was last year. But think about how long ago the regular Ralph Lauren came out. I think I was in high school, or was it right after I got out of high school? Ralph Lauren Romance. It came out, it came out in 98, so I think I was going into high school. I think my sister graduated high school in 98, so I was maybe in the 10th grade. I was going into the 10th grade, I think, in 98. So it came out, I would say, while I was in high school. Oh my God, that is so crazy that has been out that long, and they're just now coming out with the Intense version all these years later, because like I said, this one came out in 2023. When I tell y'all, I used to love with all my heart Ralph Lauren Romance. That was the perfume that I started wearing because I was a tomboy like all through middle school. I mean, it was the style back then for girls to dress like boys. I would say it was because majority of us dressed like boys. The girls that dressed like girls, I don't know if they just didn't like girl clothes, or if their parent, like their mom, made them wear girl clothes, or if they just thought we looked a hot mess because we dressed like boys. I don't know, but it was in style to wear a polo, Ralph Lauren, Tommy Hilfiger, Levi, like stuff like that. It was in style for us to dress like that. So when I came out of middle school and was going into high school, my grandmother took all of us shopping, and she told me, my sister, and my cousin, I'm gonna take y'all shopping, but if you go into the men's department to get anything, I'm not buying you nothing. And we were like, I wonder, do they remember that? Because we were like, what? Mind you, she took us, I don't know why she took us to buy school clothes first that year. I don't know, I guess maybe that was the year she told my mom, I'll do it. I don't know. But that particular year, she took us school shopping and was buying our clothes. And she told us, I'm going to take y'all school shopping, I'm going to buy y'all whatever y'all want, as long as y'all are in the women's department. If y'all go in the men's department and get anything, I'm not buying it. All of us dressed the same. We all wore Tommy Hilfiger, Ralph Lauren. Like, what was it also back then? It was another brand that we wore back then that was big. Chaps. Yeah, Chaps. That is so funny thinking about that. Like, and all of these brands were in the men's department. She made it very clear. You won't get anything if you go in the men's department. So of course, here we are now. We're dressing like girls. I got my first suit when I was in 10th grade. I don't know why I went from dressing like a boy to looking at a suit. I guess maybe in my mind it was all black. I'll never forget it. I guess in my mind that was the transition. Like, I could still not be super girly, but in my mind thinking back then, well, I'm still not like girly if I'm wearing a suit. But I started wearing my hair in body wraps, dyed it jet black, like whole different change. So of course I went from wearing Curve and Jupe, which were men's colognes, to wearing women's fragrances. And my first one was Ralph Lauren Romance. Yeah, so I became obsessed with it. Like, I became obsessed with Ralph Lauren Romance. I became obsessed with the way I looked, because now I'm looking like a business professional and I was on student council and stuff. And then I smelled good. So I went through so many bottles of that over time. And here I am 5 minutes or so in, and I have got so sidetracked. It's just so crazy that when you think back on like that, see how fast time has gone by. It's like, wow, I'm already 41 years old. Just to think I can still remember that from when I was going into the 10th grade. But the whole point of me saying, I have always been a fan of Ralph Lauren Romance. Me and Keelan went to smell it earlier this year or last year. I was looking for a perfume and I was like, I don't know. Like, did they change the formula on it? I don't know. It still smelled decent, but how good I remember it smelling, it didn't seem like it smelled like that. So maybe I'll go back and re-smell it and see. So when they came out with Intense, I ran to smell it because it's like, oh my God, I used to love that fragrance. Let's see what they've done with the Intense. Let's just jump into the main accords. The main accords are woody, balsamic, aromatic, fruity, powdery, ozonic, warm, spicy, vanilla, citrus, and floral. This was launched, yes, in 2023. The top notes are black currant, green mandarin, and bergamot. Middle notes are violet leaves, marigold, rose, lily of the valley, and ylang ylang. Base notes are sandalwood, cedarwood, vanilla, and patchouli. Like, you can still smell the original DNA, of course, from Romance, but they definitely. So to me, okay, a lot of times when perfumes are made into the Intense version, like Valentino, I'm not a fan of the Intense version of Valentino because to me they changed it too much. This is still Ralph Lauren Romance, but they just tweaked it a little bit. It reminds me of the old one. Like, I can still smell it in there, but you can tell that they changed a little bit on it. And I don't mind the change. Like, this, I actually like it. It's nice. I feel like if I would have still been in love with it like I was back then, and then they made the Intense version, I probably would have felt like I absolutely had to have it because it still smells very similar to the regular one. This is one that, like, don't get me wrong, I like it and it smells nice, but it's one of the fragrances that I don't feel like I have to rush out and get. Now, if I wanted to add it to my list of perfumes to get and decided that I wanted something like, because I feel like I would wear this one more so at nighttime. And y'all know I don't normally stick my fragrances in certain times, but this is one that I definitely feel like I would wear at night. So it's not bad. I can see that people would still really like this. That is, if you are a fan of the original Romance. If you're a fan of the original Romance, you may still like this one. I like it. It's nice, but I guess in my head I'm hesitating because I have kind of put a pause on buying fragrances that are like designer fragrances or that are sold in like Ulta and stuff like that. It's because I have wanted to branch out so much more into different types of like different niche fragrances and things like that. Like, this is a definite, I feel like this is a easy blind buy, in my opinion. Easily gifted. I feel like you can definitely buy this for someone and gift this to them especially if they're a fan of Romance. Now, if they're not a fan of Romance, then they may not care for this. But this is an easy fragrance or whatever. It's not too much to it. It's not complicated. It's nice. It's soft. It's very pretty and feminine. Something that I definitely would like to wear on date night, or either dinner with my friends. I feel like this is something I would possibly wear to dinner with them, but it's a very easygoing, like crowd-pleasing type scent is what I'm getting to. I don't feel like I need the big bottle of it. I don't have to, like I said, I don't have to run out and buy it or actually knock down the doors and be like, oh my God, I absolutely have to have that. It's not that for me, but it is a nice scent. I ain't mad at it at all. Like, they did well, but it's just, I think I've gotten past this scent. Now, if I was to wear the original Romance and it still smelled on me how it used to smell back in the day, I probably would get excited enough to rebuy it because it's kind of nostalgic for me, but it would really, really have to smell like I remember it smelling. And the last time I smelled it, I just didn't feel like I needed to run out and buy it. I was kind of bothered because I was like, this used to smell so much better than this. Or maybe my nose has changed over time. It could be that. So, yeah. I don't have to have this. It's nice, but it's just not like I'm jumping up and down in excitement about having it. But it's not a bad scent. If you're someone who still likes nice, subtle scents, you might like this one. You might like this one. Anyways, that's all that I have for you today, guys, in this review. As always, thank you for tuning in. Before you leave, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in tomorrow's video. Bye, guys.